Hey everybody, it's Bust with Battles with Bust number 294, and today we're doing battle with Akshan, Sivir, Kayn. And so, ever since the 4-1 patch, I've really been trying to find a place to make Kayn work, and the couple of things that I've come to decide are, number one, you need to just look at Kayn as being his own faction, and so you don't have to feel bad just about playing the cultist cards. You can be like, well, I'm just playing Freylord, right? Or I'm playing Bilgewater, as those would normally be. We're just saying, okay, we're playing cultists as a secondary faction. The cards are high powered enough to where that's completely okay. Thing number two, if you want to just draw Kayn from the cultists, you have to play Shurima. The cultist theme is so bad with the units that it's not bad, I should say. It's not a lot of decks that want you to stack a whole bunch of cultists and then do something else effectively. And so the dark and blood letters kind of counting as your equipment requirement, counting as a cultist generator, counting as something to activate the equipped effects. It just does way too much that you don't get out of any of the other darken equipment. And so the kind of secondary piece to this equation is if you do want to chase after the equipment themes, a lot of the factions don't have a very good secondary equipment. And so if you want to say look towards Demacia, the Darkened Aegis is fine. You don't really want to be playing that one cost equipment. Or if you look towards someone like Bilgewater, there are a lot of equipment to choose from, but none of them are particularly good. And so the Swinging Glaive is something that is quite powerful. You can find a lot of synergies with it. It works well with Sivir, generating the lucky finds and giving her Overwhelm. It works nicely with Akshan, since we can get all of those additional targets with the lucky finds, and then it also works quite nicely with the Ranger Knight Defector. And then it's also a card I just like in this format because generating spell shields is so strong. And so that's a lot of what we're trying to cycle together here. As we said, hey, I want to play Kayn. What's this best way to take advantage of Kayn? That's with Shurima, and then within Shurima we have access to things like the Darkened Bloodletters and the Swinging Glaive, and that ties us in nicely to the equipped effects. And so I'm not entirely certain how I would come out and classify this deck. It tends to wear many hats, but I think the real key to the deck, the real glue that binds it all together is the Swinging Glaive, whether or not that is loading up the Keeper of the Box to make it a really effective attacker, loading it onto the Night Ranger Defector, or just any other unit in general. It's just, it turns your bad units good multiple times throughout the game. And so that's how we're looking to mainly come in and take advantage of the cultists. And then again, I do really like the cultist package. I think the momentous choice is the best combat trick in the game right now. We get access to the good protection and the expanses protection. The Unforgiven Cold is incredibly powerful in the format right now, especially with the kind of rise of all of the Tristana decks and being able to shut down a Tristana atrocity at burst speed. Very, very powerful. And then, of course, the Furious Wielder is another very good removal spell, which again works nicely with Akshan, works nicely, I should say it works nicely with Akshan because it gives a target. It works nicely with the Swinging Glaive, since if you strike, you get an additional lucky find, and just a lot of really nice synergies across all of these cards and all of these themes. And so the last thing I think I'll say about this before we come in and dive into the games is I'm only playing one copy of Kayn and then 2 copies of Sivir. I haven't found too many situations to where I want to pick up more copies of Kayn. It is nice having his flippability. His flippability is quite strong, but I haven't run into these situations where in too many games we have the time or the mana to play 2 copies of him. And so we're just kind of hoping to naturally draw him. Or I'm sorry, we're hoping to just naturally draw him from the cultists. If we just draw him on his own, kind of sucks, but it's not something that comes up too frequently, as to where having Sivir as a good early, good late champion is quite strong. She works nicely in the early game with the Merciless Hunter. She works nicely in the late game with the Absolver. And then she's a great unit to be recovering with the Heedless Resurrection. And so that's the deck. That's what we're going to be doing battle with today. You know what we got to do before the battles begin, though. We got to go and turn something premium. And we only got one left. It's the namesake of our deck today, if you will. It's the Swinging Glaive. I'm happy to turn that premium. I think the whole deck is premium now. Maybe our champions are. Let me check real quick. All this looking good. Action's premium. I know we even got the action skin. Look at this. Moving on down. Sivir was premium. Kayn's premium. Look at that. Oh, feeling good today. We're gonna bring it. Gonna swing it. Let's get into battle. Where's it at? Here we go. Oh, got a kitty. And so, if you're a daily follower, I'm trying my best to kind of keep up with the daily videos. This week's just been a mess of busyness, and so there was the Super Bowl over the weekend. We had to have an event for that. The Chiefs won, which was pretty awesome. So there was a parade for that today as I'm making this video. Valentine's Day was a couple days ago. Just a lot of stuff, and so I get a little bit caught up. I'm usually pretty good. I feel like I usually get in closer to like 350 videos a year. It's pretty close and up there. But I have to now go install some flooring for my mom, and so you gotta you gotta do nice thing for your mom on occasion, and she wants a little bit of renovation happening in a room, and so I've got to put down some flooring. Poorly, probably low quality, I'm sure, but try my best, and so that might take away from our video time as well. But here, reasonable enough start. We are up against pirates, and something I'll say as you do battle against Bilgewater is you have to kind of watch yourself against you have to watch yourself against the likes of heavy metal. Now, I don't really expect heavy metal to be coming out of pirates, but it's a card that, if in this game, if we swinging glaive, the keeper of the box, any heavy metals, the game's over. And so it's much more common in some to say like Twisted Fate Swain style decks, but you are definitely going to be wanting to ask yourself, hey, am I about to just get murdered by am I about to get murdered by heavy metal anytime you're doing battle up against Bilgewater? So here I kind of do want our keeper of the box to die, so I feel pretty confident just throwing it in front of Misfortune. Is that going to be too greedy, though? It's like I'm just kind of eyeballing the swinging glaive, knowing that we have the Night Defector in hand, but we probably need the lifesteal aspect coming out of this, and so let's protect our unit here. See if we can't gain a little bit more health out of our friend. It'd be especially nice if we come in and hit something like Quick Attack. Oh shit. That's a big smash into damage, my friend. Big damage. Don't even get our lucky find either. I was trying to put my lucky find on the board and it wasn't coming down. All right, well, let's continue forward. We're at least at this point to where we have 5 health. If you have 4 health, then you die to Decimate. If you have 3 health, you die to Nox and Fervor. But we shouldn't have to worry about just straight up dying to any spells here. F, that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. We did need something to be going right, but now that he has that potential to draw a second Nox and Fervor, we can really run into a bit of trouble here. If he gets to block the keeper of the box and then Nox and Fervor. It doesn't look like he has it. I feel like he would have snapped off a block real quick if he did, but maybe he's about to prove us wrong. Like, it's just you automatically win if you picked up the Nox and Fervor, right? You get to Nox and Fervor to face and then attack with Zap next turn. So, doesn't seem like he had it. All right, then what do we get with the lucky find? Let's go ahead and pick up Challenger. Sivir is a bit of a ways away from flipping, and so getting that bit of interactivity could be nice. And then we might find ourselves just playing Ricochet next turn. Gotta see how the board livens up here. See what he does. Okay, maybe not. if he's just open attacking, then we don't have to worry about it nearly as much. But pretty neato draw with another keeper of the box. Now, the question is, do we want to load up the Ranger Knight? And I don't think we're going to be able to finish the game off that quickly. And so We can consider making scout attacks with it next turn, but I don't think it's worth loading up with the Swinging Glaive. Might as well get him in, right? We're just, well, the question will be, does he have a second Decimate? And he has a lot of cards in hand. I think it's reasonable to believe that there may be one in our future. So let's just go ahead and get the attack in. We'll hook Zap out of combat with Sivir and see if we can't get ourselves up out of range. Okay, interesting. Curious if he just drew it or if he picked it up a long time ago with Zap and then just missed the lethals. Oh. Anyways, GG. On to the next one. I bet old Plorf isn't going to take the time to put down some flooring for his mom. No, he's not being appreciative like that. All right, so what do we got here? You'll have a bit of time against Aatrox Kayn, so we can be a little greedy with the hands we keep, but I think we'll just hang on to the Swinging Glaive and then look for a cheaper unit. Picking up Akshan was pretty cool. Oh my god, fucking cats. I'm not interesting enough today for the kitties, and so they're all out here trying to run away. Interesting with the Furious Wielder. It's just, we're gonna kind of like run into a little bit of problems up against like Kayn, but I think we can pick up the Merciless Hunter and then just try and use that to manage these combats. We don't necessarily have to play Akshan on turn 3. We're probably going to, but we're kind of limited in interactivity, and that's a nice way to get the juices flowing, you know? It interacts and it attacks. Yeah. What more can you ask for out of a card? Whoa, he's booming. All right, we'll take that one. Show opponent here. Show opponent here what old Bus talking about. Do a little bit of interact and attack. Interesting. How bad can this go? If he has a momentous choice, we would lose our action. Let's just give up our unit. God, cats want to come back. So we potentially lost a unit when we didn't need to, but that's gonna feel pretty bad if we send in our action and then he has the combat trick. Then we're still dealing with that dum-dum on the next turn. So I think this is fine.
We're not taking it. We're taking it back.
Okay. Standard stuff up against Aatrox. You'd say, "Oh, you're attacking." Ignore it. Get that nonsense out of here. Nobody cares about it. But, ooh, action coming to play though. I like that. The danger here is if we look to Swinging Glaive, action, and then grappling hook, and opponent has a combat trick, we're gonna be in a bit of a bind. Not a combat trick, I should say. If he has a strike. He's thinking about it. He's thinking about it for sure. I guess it could end up just being a frostbite, which isn't as bad. We don't lose our action. He still gets to flip next turn. Ooh, nice.
You cannot run from absolution.
Can't run from absolution, bro. Let's see if we pick up something cool here. Got all these sweet cards in hand now. So many values. You forget how sweet it is getting to play action. Why is he doing that for? What do you got? Now this is the big decision of the day, right? Like, why does he put the Darken Harp onto the guy? I mean, if he had a strike, he would have just struck already, right? He wouldn't have waited to load up this thing and then do it. So I think we can come in and get these quick attack challenges. Might have just missed out on lethal. I Took me a hot second here to realize I was like, okay, we can't hook this dum-dum out of combat. Then we could have made a 5 attacker, and that would have been 12 damage here. There's the Unforgiven Cold. It's okay. We lose our action. We can get him back with the Heedless Resurrection if we want, but looking to just kind of switch over to Sivir now. To how we feel about it. Are we still going for Sivir? Or we could look to just get wider than him and try and get the kill next turn. Maybe that's the way to go about it. We can use the Absolver. We do have to worry a little bit about a second Frostbite, but I mean, that has to be kind of hard to do. So let's do this. Let's add in Sivir. We'll add in the Brew Cultist. We'll just plan to open attack next turn. See if that's not enough to end the game. Might pick up something cool along the way. It's just we gotta worry a little bit about this Aatrox getting in multiple strikes. We're short of the lethal anyways, though, I think. So let's get all this stuff going. We have 8 mana. We can still double Absolver, Swinging Glaive along with the Brew Cultist. Let's see how close that gets us. Got Kayn in hand now. So we're not going to be able to get the Overwhelm thing in the middle of combat here, but should be okay otherwise. Attack little to big, try and push his Aatrox block down here on our shitty units. Put your blocks on our units that are no good, please. Got the other one. Damn it. So we're 1 damage short. Is that what that just amounted to? No, that's because of the strike from Aatrox, right? We've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, really? How does... Oh, 14. Okay, we've got the things up top. All right. It took me a while to kind of recognize what was going to happen there, but we'll get the kill before the Aatrox heal comes in. Little to big attack coming at you, bro. Look at that. I manage the kitties while I manage the attacks. GG. And so this is kind of an interesting deck. We're running up to the space to where the Open tournament's about to be here, right? I'm pretty excited to play the Open tournament. I know for a fact, I know 100% that I'm going to be playing Sunburn. I can't get away from that deck. I just love it way too much. The Kale version is way worse than the Katarina version. Don't mess with that stuff. I think we're still pretty on point with the Sunburn. But after that, like I'm really kind of interested in coming out and playing the Cultists. And I know for a fact I'm going to be playing like some kind of bruiser deck involving Varus. I do tend to like Varus Pantheon more than I like Varus Action because I really like the spell shields that come out of it. And then it's a matter of kind of like finding a third deck. And that's where I'm not certain if we should probably just be playing like Gangplank Sejuani. There's still not a lot of decks in the format right now that are particularly good against it. It's just always been that kind of really mid-style deck. And then there's also not a lot of me really wanting to play it, though. And so that's a kind of tough beat for the deck. But I do kind of like this idea of playing double Cultists, because the Action deck is relatively different compared to the Pantheon deck. And I feel like if we play Pantheon Varus, if we play Action Varus, then that leaves us in a spot to where we don't have any good Kayn decks left over. So I'm curious. That's what I'm kind of like thinking at the moment is I want to find some space with that as to where probably just play both cultist champions and then Sunburn. But let's see what happens. If this is a Soul Cleave for mana, that's pretty cool. Not the greatest combat here now, but we got to start upgrading our board a little bit if we want to take down the Anivia. We have some, fairly decent cards against this stuff. We have the Spell Shielders, the Rite of Negation to stop a lot of what they're doing. Sivir is quite good here. The Ranger Knight Defector can soak up a lot of Anivia hits. There's some interesting activities that we can do, if you will, against this deck. We are a little lacking at the moment, though. We don't have a ton to do because we haven't hit an equipment. So there's an equipment in Kayn if we want to use it, but it's kind of a rough spot here. Yes, it's like I'm thinking we can do this, right? We can just put down the Defector. We can still play an equipment next turn. Okay, that works. I wonder if he's just going to have the second big removal for Kayn now.
Yes, yours.
Uh-oh. Here comes the combo, right? Do we ever want to just hook in the hunting boar? I'm kind of on board with this. Like, if we can just shut down the ramp aspect a little bit. Like, why else does he play the boar now? There's no... I guess it could be for a hate spike? I don't think we care about hate spike, but it does mess up our Kayn hooks.
Merely a vessel. Danger pays.
Where'd you go? Here. Let's give it a shot and see what happens. That's just odd to me. It's like you 100% know that we're going to attack. And so if you know that we're going to attack, why even play the hunting boar right now? Interesting. Maybe he out-leveled us. Maybe he knew that we knew that he knew that we would think about it a little bit. He puts the guy down. Says, LOL, boomed you bust. Alright, so Anivia comes in. That's okay. Doesn't kill anything at the moment. Let's just pass. I think if he passes back, it's okay. I'd assume he wants to just Soul Cleave, though, right? Maybe he'll attack and then Soul Cleave. Ah, he gives up on it? Okay. No complaints there.
Must be nice living off stolen coin.
There's the Soul Cleave. Okay.
Time to reflect.
So we're gonna play it all this turn. I guess we should have stopped to consider if we can actually lethal this turn or not. We have a lot of damage to throw down on the board. I think we're gonna be a little bit short, but things get interesting if we can flip the Sivir in terms of just having good attacks here. So we'll see. It's like if we Relic of Power and find a strike, and then strike with Sivir onto something, and then hit a really good lucky find, we have a lot of power coming out of that. But oh boy, that's a lot of Anivias. We have to find the Rite of Negation. It's either you have to win the game this turn, or you have to find Rite of Negation, right? He's clearly got the Harrowing. It seems like we're struggling to find it. Let's see. You can... What do we need here for Sivir? 6?
Aim for the heart.
Cowards hide. Hush.
So Sivir will get to flip, but then we have to stop here. Kind of sucks. That'd be real. That'd be real. Kind of sucks.
I protect this place.
Alright, so I mean, it's not that scary unless he has the Harrowing, right? If he's got the Harrowing, he can bring back like 6 Anivias or whatever. We're not going to stop that. But if he's on some kind of angle to where he either just like wanted the eggs, right? Because these Anivias will die and he'll get eggs back. Or if he was going for the Rekindler, we'll be okay. But I ultimately feel that this is probably the Harrowing and we're kind of hosed. Alright, we'll take Fearsome. There is Fearsome, Spell Shield, and Stats. Fearsome can be relevant. If he's got a bunch of eggs on the board, the eggs can block, and so... Oh, has he got 10 mana now? Is that why? Okay. So 3 Anivias? That's manageable. I did the mathematics. I asked myself, Bust, is this manageable? It is. It is. The problem is we can't kill any of these birds, right? If we want to get the attack in next turn, he can still block with them. And so we're ideally getting some amounts of kills in here, and we just don't have it. Okay. Fun game. That was sarcasm in case you weren't aware.
My fee just went up.
All right. Next battle. What do we got here? A little bit of Nar Swain Bandle City. Bringing out the Lord Broadmains for everyone to enjoy. I hear you. I hear you. So we're definitely getting rid of Kayn. The Vagabond is kind of a tempting keep. We do want to get that Warlord's Horde rolling since this game probably going to drag on a little bit. But with one predict unit already, it didn't feel like an ultra necessity. Swinging Glaive sounds good, though. Again, we're not up against, like, Swain Twisted Fate. He's not playing Bilgewater. We don't have to worry about... don't have to worry about heavy metals coming in. Good chance if we roll out Akshan, he's just going to get blown up. But I think I'm okay with that. If we get to drop the Swinging Glaives on him or whatnot, it's kind of okay. The question is going to be, like, do we want to glaive the Akshan, or do we want to assume that his kind of like damage-based cards are going to be directed towards Akshan, so we want to load up the Bakai? I think I'm just going to load up the Akshan. It's... That's tough. Maybe not. Let's see if we can't spread the love out here a little bit. He's all about it. Sure. Get to keep you, Bakai. You're going to do the work for us today. You're going to do it. I think that's okay, though. Like, the thing that I always assume they pick up with the Conchologist is just drop the bomb. And I don't think our Akshan ever survives there. But another removal, kind of annoying. It always sucks to lose out on that that lucky find.
We made it. Yay. But our stuff didn't.
Okay, good. As we were rolling heavy on what we were going to lose off of the ability there. Glad to see the glad to see the quicksand go away. It's not a particularly relevant card in this match. Hi, bro. Get your equipment. Got this Heedless Resurrection. That's going to bring back Akshan. Let's see if we can't have some good combat here. No bad combat, just good ones. Swain, huh? He's not close to flipping. I'm not ultra worried about this Swain. We can take a 6 hit from Swain on this next turn and not be really upset about it. So that looks okay to me. Hey, the whole party's here. Everybody's everybody's ready to get in the mix. We could technically, if we want to blow our wad here on this action, we can target him. He's gonna flip, and then after he flips, we can double Absolver and use that to kill the Swain. Is that ever worthwhile? The downside to it is, oh, he does get enough health this way. Alright. Pop it, lock it, drop it. Here comes, dude. Here comes. Oh, we didn't need that last Absolver. I got excited. I got excited about the amount of absolving we were doing. We should have called back that last piece. Oh, man, Pokey Stick. Okay, I don't care about Pokey Sticks. You can kill Akshan after the fact. You can get him after the fact. That's okay. See another action turn right up. I don't think we really need him anymore. Like, as sad as it is to say, I don't want you to go, Boo, but our high-powered things like Sivir are going to be the next angle of attack here. Would be kind of cool if we had that 2 mana back, but yeah, there's no reasoning as to why we wouldn't want it. If we get kind of like to the end of the turn and we have extra mana, we can just spew it on the action, but we would like to have it back. All right, let's see what happens here. I like the defector. We're a little bit short of doing enough damage with either Kayn or Sivir. This dude brings it. Shit, he doesn't bring it hard enough. Fucking A. All right, let's see what happens. You needed to bring it harder, defector. You needed to bring it harder. Ugh. There's the drop the bomb. All right. We got something cool in here. We don't even really need the +2 attack. It could, I guess, be relevant when opponent plays Swain next turn. If we want to be able to block Swain with a unit. I guess that's probably better than Spell Shield. I feel like we've probably just punted this one away.
A piercing bolt.
We had that 2 mana, we could re-equip the Swinging Glaive and do some cool stuff. Well, I guess that's off base. It would be our second glaive for the turn, but whew, I'm sad. I've been sad-dayed about. we were living at such a high after we played the Absolver, and now without that mana, I feel kind of meh. I feel kind of sad. Units were so big, man. You weren't supposed to be able to just stop everything with the Leviathan. We aren't playing 7-cost units in our deck. Turns out all the 7-cost units in Shurima are just dog shit. We could play Thrumming Swarm. Shurima had good expensive cards for like a day, and then once everybody realized how bonkers Kaisa and all the Kaisa cards were, they were taken away. Fucking cats! Wow, just took a shred to the toe. So here, this is kind of a bummer. Like, I mean, we can glaive the Buruth, but it doesn't kill Swain. All of our units behind are too small to just deal with Swain. We can add Sivir, but then we don't have any combat tricks in our hand. Maybe we just flip the Warlord's Horde, and that's as good as it's going to be for the turn. Fuck, how much is this? Like, 5... 6 is 13, 14, 15? When the Leviathan comes in next turn. All right. At least the Kayn block can Can stop some of this. Sure.
Such little lives.
Is he really just gonna have the second burn spell? Is he gonna have a? Okay, he did not. No, this is kind of interesting, and we can give all of our champions +2/+2 in spell shield, right? And then maybe just try and win the game next turn. Like, we're not winning this 2 turns from now, so maybe this will scare him enough into, like, not attacking with Swain. And then we can have something happen with Sivir. I guess Sivir doesn't have Overwhelm here. What? Oh, fuck. I completely, like, missed the fact that, yeah, you can just attack. What? Alright.
Blood or gold, I always get my share.
We at least have the tools to take Swain off of the board now that we drew Merciless Hunter. That's got to be our new angle.
We love it when they run.
Mini T. The fuck? The fuck is this? Round end, if you've damaged the enemy nexus, transform into Mega T. And then at Mega T, round start, transform the strongest enemy into a 3/3 and silence it. Okay, spell shields won't stop that either.
Danger pays.
Doesn't matter though, this is as good as it's getting.
A quick hand delivers a clean kill.
I didn't have get savaged by Mini T on the bingo board for the day. So that's awesome. And what the fuck? She had did she not have a thing? Oh, she didn't have an equipment on her. Okay, the glaive is on Kayn. Gotcha. Alright, sure, whatever. Alright. I don't think we would have been able to pull that one down even if we had managed our absolver a little bit better, but that's tough. It's rough. You forget, like, oh my god, this fucking cat. Go away. Sorry if I yelled into the microphone. She just sits, like, comes over here, sits, like, directly on my feet, and I don't want the cat to sit on my feet, and so then I try to push her away, and then she claws the shit out of my feet and bites my feet, because I guess she wants to sit on them. It's the most fucking annoying thing in the world. And, you can see her. It's like, it doesn't matter what you say, what you do, she just keeps walking over. You can spray her with water, you can kick her, you can yell at her. She still just comes and tries to sit on your feet. It's fucking annoying. We'll make it through. We'll make it through this, I assure you. Alright, though. What are we going to do here? We're up against Katarina Gwen. I don't like leading off with the Bakai. I think we just want to take the damage here. Next turn, we'll try and keep her the box and equip. See if we can't just bring this health back. Buy us a little bit of time.
Pledge to the dark.
They always have the quietest, though. They always have it.
Make yourself right at home.
He didn't have it. He didn't kill our unit. What kind of world are we living in?
Let the bloodshed begin.
Interesting. We can fairly safely just, like, bank through the turn if we need to. But this is going to be fairly painful. We don't line up against these draws very well.
They'll
Well,
never
at least, I mean, not to say he doesn't have the foyer. He hasn't played the foyer yet. So we'll see what turns up with that. Oh shit, he just didn't even have the mana to play his thing. That's okay. We're being sloppy today. We're being sloppy.
never play fair.
That was unexpected. Alright, well, the Katarina attack's fine. We can just take it. Not a big deal. And then we'll see about hitting her with a Furious Wielder next turn. My main concern here has been Ravenous Flock. I just didn't. It seems like we're primed and ready to get blown up by a Ravenous Flock, and I'm not particularly excited about it.
A bit underdressed.
Maybe we should have taken the turn just to Furious Wielder. That's rough. Alright, Bakai, what you got here? I do kind of like the momentous choice, but it's like we're not really close to doing stuff with Sivir, but she's probably too good to pass up here. Like, we don't have the, like, challenges or anything with her, and it's going to take a few turns to get her into action. All right, well, let's make sure we put a block out here. If he's gonna have the ephemeral thing, whatever it's called, don't want to just get domed for the kill. All right, we get to flip our action and everything though now. That's not terrible.
Fixing the world one scoundrel at a time.
One scoundrel at a time, bro. Now we just have to we just have to deal with the Katarina and we'll be good to go. I kind of like the Ranger Knight. He can attack a lot. The Heedless Resurrection currently brings back action, which isn't awful. I look at it as a means to just like bring back Sivir typically, but it's just like cheap is the thing I'm excited for here. So it's like if we play a Vagabond and an equipment and then the next turn we can Heedless Resurrection fairly easily. It's probably where we need to be. If we're going to have to deal with multiple Katarinas, we just need to be able to get shit on the board. Drew the Ranger anyways.
Heroes go hungry. No going back.
Long way to go though, fam. Long way to go.
Villains beware.
Okay.
It's just a nick.
No hard fight.
Blood for Noxus.
Alright, so the kind of key thing here is only got 7 mana on this upcoming turn, and so doesn't seem like he has a lot of units left. So we may find ourselves in the spot to where he either has to add a unit or Katarina. If he has the giant thing, like the 6-cost Eternal Dancer, we're kind of fucked, but outside of the Dancer, I think we're okay. And at least with the Eternal Dancer, now that Katarina is a 2/2. Oh, no, he hasn't had a Katarina die. He's going to bring back like a 3/1 out of this. That's all okay. That's good. Think we can manage this here. We can we can at least just not die here. Is that the way we can go about it?
Worth my while.
We can at least we do get the Heedless Resurrection back to Sivir. We should have just played something cheaper than the Ranger Knight. I didn't think Gwen was coming back. I forgot about Gwen. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Is what it is, I guess. I thought that the 3/1 Fearsome was coming back, and I thought we'd be able to get a good block onto it. Forgot that we killed the Gwen earlier. And so I don't... yeah, that's fine. Tough. I haven't been playing well today. Getting a little hungry. That always gets to me. When you get old, you gotta make an effort to keep your blood sugar up and stuff. All right, Katarina Yasuo. This will be it. This will be the telling tale. If we can't manage to even beat a Yasuo deck, then we're gonna be done. We're gonna be done with Kayn. We're gonna say, your story is over, friend. Your story's over. Your story's done. Can't even beat Yasuo. Let's see what turns up here.
Hide for a moment, run forever. The forest strikes.
All right, the forest is striking.
Terrible things lay inside. I live for those who do not.
Well, unfortunate. We can't even we can't even do combat with the mourned and survive. It's kind of weak. Let's see what happens here. We can at least attack around it. What a sad day. A sad day. So if he's gonna get a recall to make the Blade Twirler not suck, I would still I'd prefer to have the Blade Twirler kill the Merciless Hunter. Keep our Keeper of the Box around, not worry about getting that extra equipment. Okay.
Now who's got the upper hand?
Manageable. Still get to build up. He doesn't have the mana to play Return. I dig it. Not real excited about Kayn, but
Let the bloodshed begin.
is what it is, you know? Katarina seems terrible here. Let's be real. This doesn't seem good. He doesn't have the tools to on board to pop off with her. So I think we're okay with this. We're going to start blowing up next turn. Like, you need to have, like, the Hillock with her. You need to have something relevant on board. He just doesn't have enough to make me be scared of her. Maybe we weren't supposed to be able to block her and have our unit survive or something, but doesn't seem like that's a particularly appealing play. And then we do have the second Night Ranger, but these are doing enough. I want to get Kayn going now. Give us a little bit different avenue of attack. Uh-oh, he's got that Yasuo.
They will fear my name.
and grovel before mine.
He's got the full combo out there. Probably supposed to be scared. Probably. He's got 4 recalls on him. He's about to flip, man. That's the real deal. He'll flip off this, right? When you gain the attack token, stun the strongest enemy. He's not going to get any strikes, though. What you got for us, friend?
Think you're fast? Cute.
You need, like, interactivity. This is the problem we've been running into over these past little bits. Is we get like the decent boards, but we've had all these hands to where we just have like 4 dudes and a Heedless Resurrection, and it doesn't do anything. You gotta have something a little bit stronger going.
The wind, but watch your back.
Oh, not you. Merciless Hunter can come in.
We love it when they run.
We should be able to manage the stuns and everything out of these.
I face my fate. Your turn.
Wrap 'em up tight.
Cowards, he still.
Right, let's see if he just lets it happen. I don't think it's the end of the world if he just lets this combat go, but I suspect he's going to play something. He's going to play a Steel Tempest or something. He's going to try and interact with Kayn. I don't think he ever just lets this go. Worthy Soul's fine. Alright, so we get the Yasuo takedown. Kayn comes back to hand. That's not bad. Where'd he go? Why'd he just die? Oh, he got struck by Yasuo. That's okay. We've got the resurrection in hand.
Now who's got the upper hand?
Alright, bro. You got any more Yasuos for us? any more of those shenanigans about to happen? I mean, this isn't a bad turn for double Katarina. Like, we just lose to that. If he starts attacking with the Blade Twirlers and then Katarina's twice, I'm extremely confident we can't beat it. So maybe he'll do dumb shit, right? That's that's one of our favorite things for opponents to do.
Never play fair. Here's our chance. Only fools hesitate.
All right, so we're going to come in. He's got that Blade's Edge in hand. He's going to try and Blade's Edge our Kayn. We can play the Expanses. Oh, shit. Katarina bounced back. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. We were going to get smoked there anyways. Oh, this has been brutal. I'm losing all the ranks. We're never never hitting Masters with this one. This has been tough, man. This has been tough. You know, when you lose to Yasuo, that something has gone incredibly wrong. Something has gone wrong. I guess what just happened to Cat sat on my feet. Fucking A. Alright, we're ready though. Up against Darkness, it's kind of tempting to hang on to the Sweeping Glaive. Like, the way the Darkness removal works is they have a bunch of stuff that does 1 damage. They have, like, Vengeance or Minimorph, and then they just kind of count on Darkness for everything in between. And if they don't have a Darkness that can deal, like 4 damage, then the Swinging Glaive should be pretty safe. So I think I want to hang on to it. Oh my god, fucking Cat. I'm fucking bleeding. I had to pause the video to kick the cat out. Fucking bleeding. Awesome. Awesome. That's the way this one's gone. We played some really poor games with Kayn and then getting damaged by the cats. Fucking A. Alright. Let's get it back together though. Swinging Glaive coming in. I think it's fine. Not too scared of Conchologist. You scared of this though? Ooh, look at that. The big removals got quiet us. It's just the way. This is the way it's gone today. It's the way that this one's been.
All monsters die.
Easy does it.
What? All right. Whew. Tough stuff.
Fashion forward.
It's on you, Ranger Knight. You're gonna have to do all the work for us today. It'd be cool if you had a Swinging Glaive, but it's not in the cards. It's not the way it's gonna go. See if he just drops the Vengeance right on it. The fuck? What is this stuff? I can't take damage or die this round. Okay. That was not on my radar either of dumb shit we were gonna see today. Lamb's Respite.
Give me your malice, creatures of doom.
Okay. Ooh, it's been a struggle. This has been a tough one.
Behold brilliance!
If he has darknesses to follow this up with, we should be fine. That's not a particularly scary attack for him. I think he's just trying to boost his unit. We have the protection with the momentous choice if we really need it, but I don't think it's going to be too much of a factor.
Long road behind, long road ahead.
Throw in that darkness. It says, I got fast speed. You don't know how my cards work? I am aware. If only slightly. If only slightly.
Make the hurt your weapon.
Where are we at now? 15 on Sivir. She's getting close. Close to respectable. It's not going to flip, though.
What are you wearing?
Gets her up to 20. What's this nonsense? Vile Feast. Okay. It finally comes through. Finally comes in. It's kind of surprising to see, given that we have Sivir out here with a spell shield on her. You typically just ace the Sivir.
You are the tool. I am the weapon.
Lies to ease your feeble mind.
Interesting. Well, we can get Sivir to flip this attack now, right? If we come in for 8 with Thrall, she can flip. Kayn, we can send out to the far right and get a quick attack challenge or something. I think we want to drop all the bloodletters here. This is getting to the point to where Zolani's kind of interesting, but when we already have the Absolver in hand with the Sivir on board, I don't think we have to worry about it. Okay. Could just play the Kayn equipment instead. There's the flip.
I'm a woman
All right, so maybe,
Mine,
you know,
and get paid.
maybe. We got now. Keeper of the box.
For the
It,
wicked,
it strikes me as being like a little bit safer than going for Zolani. Because I kind of want to hang on to this Rite of Negation for next turn. Because if he gets like really clever with his darknesses and starts killing off our or targeting our Sivir and stuff like this, like I just feel like we're gonna have the mana for Sivir next turn. And if we want to have the 8 mana to Rite of Negation and do all this, then we're probably gonna want to just be coming at them with the unit-based attacks. Now, with this, we can consider just blocking Senna with the Absolver, but that strikes me as a little greedy. Yeah, I don't know. We're short of the lethal.
May we bleed forever.
shadow and misery.
Mortality is madness.
I guess we're not sure. We're just barely there. We did pick up the momentous choice as a
Don't have any warning.
potential game breaker here. It's just 3 damage. Alright, that gets us to Exacties, and then if something does go completely wrong here, we should at least still get to kill the Senna. Now he's down to 2 mana, and we should be okay. Blow up the mana gem, drop the Rite of Negations, and I assume his last card's like a pokey stick, right? Why else would you just do 3 damage to Sivir when you could kill the Dark Enthrall or something? That was very strange to me, but got through it at the end of the day. Whew. Get ourselves into this last game. These have been brutal. Whew, maybe we can get that third win and feel a little bit respectable for ourselves. Just a little bit, you know. What do we got? Up against Rise. Still no respect for this either. Rise and Yasuo can go have a party of being go have a party of being garbage champions. Once you start talking it, you're probably just gonna lose though. That's why things like your one copy of Kayn come into your opening hand. When you start talking trash about Rise and about Yasuo, the bad things start to happen.
The box bestows for a price.
Alright. Ready for battle. Getting those otters out there.
Shadow and misery.
I'm not sure why he would do that right now, but works for me. And if you have things like the burst unit, whatever he's called, I feel like I'm not sure why he would have done what he did. But we can play Akshan next turn. That's fine. We'll wait till next turn to drop the glaive if we can. Let us get Akshan on board. Drop the Warlord's Palace just a little bit.
I do not break rules, I bend them slightly.
See if all Rise comes down now. It says, look at all the stats I have. Come down now. Uh-oh. He's definitely coming down now. He knows the shenanigans are over. They're done. He's seen it.
What right do I have to use a
Still got to attack. We can't. You just lose the game 100% of the time if you never attack here. He's gonna block the action. He's gonna block the Bakai. We'll get the units off the board, do a little bit of damage, and now we can kill Rise with the Kayn, and we at least still get the horde going. This isn't a place to where we have to count on action completely. Interesting here though, like getting up to like this little bit of attack isn't incredible. Like, if he has the Claw of the Dragon, whatever the 3/2 was called, it's still just going to kill the Keeper of the Box. And so, it's not incredible to load it up with the stats, but I don't think he needs Spell Shield. Is he going to get to 3 landmarks this turn? We have the strike in hand. He knows that we have the strike in hand. He saw it. So you have to worry a little bit about the Rise flipping. I don't want the spell shielded version of him running around. Like, I'm pretty okay with just dropping the Cultist and then Wieldering.
They did not know.
Yeah. He gets his mana back, right? Yeah. But he can't play any more landmarks this turn, so we're at least safe in that sense.
The child is gone. The killer remains.
He doesn't have flow either. That was kind of strange. Maybe the end of the turn happened too quick and I just didn't notice. But that was odd. He does have flow. Alright, but we still got to try and get him out of here. We don't want him just dropping a landmark and having the Rise immediately flip. And a deny? Homecoming. Ugh. This is tough. This game, we should be dead this game now. I don't think we can come back from this. did 0 damage on the turn. He's got Rise in hand, 2 things on board. We still got to do 14. We're not playing rallies. It's like we have to win this game with Sivir, and that's just not going to happen. This one's done. All right. Oof, so that was tough. That was a rough set of games. I in my practice games, they weren't incredible, but they weren't nearly as bad. And so this is a deck I was mainly looking if this would be something that could be useful in like best of 3. I really like the idea of playing these decks that have pretty heavy spell shields as you run into best of 3, and you see like a lot of the Lord Broadmane deck, and you see a lot of decks like the Shadow Isles version of Tristana, to where there's just like a lot of like with Darkness, where the Darkness based removal is going to be a bunch of Pokey Sticks and then Vengeances, and you have great ways to deal with that level of spells. And then even though the spell shield kind of route isn't as spectacular against something like Twisted Fate Swain, it's still pretty decent there. And so what you're kind of giving up is your matchups against the aggro aren't nearly as good, but your kind of controllier matchup should be fairly strong. And it just hasn't quite came together. I know we didn't play spectacularly in these, but the matchups that should have been good felt like way harder than they should have been. And then we weren't even out here playing against the more aggressive end of the spectrum. We played Pirates once, and that was kind of meh, but like this, I just don't feel like really good about any of the matchups that this is coming into. And so it's kind of that space as to where I feel like really confident that I want to be playing Varus, but at least I should preface that with best of 3 since the open tournament is coming up. I'm like really confident in wanting to play Varus. I'm not certain if that should be kind of like Akshan Varus, because you do pick up a lot of power in the sense that you don't have to play all of these cultists, but the cultists we're playing aren't even that bad. It's just a matter of you don't have to play the things like the Ranger Knight and the Brew cultists that opens up a little bit of slots there, or if you want to kind of keep it at the Pantheon Varus kind of thing and just move towards something else, because I do also worry about playing the kind of like double bruisery lineup, because they tend to really struggle against the Lord Broadmane style decks. And so like I don't really like doubling up the decks. I'm fine if we're going to bring like triple strategy or one of a strategy and kind of a balanced thing. I don't like bringing 2 of a style of deck, because it's too easy to just get incidentally drawn out. And so it's tough. I was hoping to have a little bit better experience with this, but we got rocked pretty hard today. And I feel like even I feel like I'm good in these videos to where if I'm like playing well, and we go like 6-2, that's kind of normal. Or if we're playing playing well and the things just aren't going well, and we go like 4-4, that's kind of okay. I feel like even if we were playing these games up to the top caliber, only being at like 3-5 or 4-4 isn't really a good place to be. And so I'll probably end up putting Kayn on the shelf for now. I really do like Kayn as a champion. It's just it's missing a little bit of something, and I think that something is the equipment. And so it's like I don't want to play Shurima because Shurima sucks. There's already kind of like overlap with what you're getting out of the cultist package, right? There's not a ton of difference between Quicksand and the Unforgiven Cold, and then there's not a ton of difference between the Expansion's Protection and Rite of Negation. And so we're kind of like doubling up on the things that are good. The big thing that you get out of Shurima is you have the good Darken equipment and the Bloodletters, and then you have a good second equipment and the Swinging Glaive, and you don't get that out of any other faction. And so I think that's the big takeaway for Kayn right now is he's going to need just like a little bit more as this mini set comes out. I think there's a mini set coming up here in about a month. The way that the balance cycle is supposed to go is there's a balance patch, a mini set, and then a major set. I think that's the way that they're doing it. At least I'm pretty sure the next set is supposed to be those like 8 to 12 card miniature kind of things. And if there's like equipment in there, cultists in there, there might be something interesting with Kayn. But I think in this current meta right now, he's not too advisable. And so, nonetheless, good set of games. I had fun with that. I hope you did too, because that is going to do it for us today. And so I hope everyone enjoyed the video. Hope you maybe learned a thing or two along the way and had a good time watching. So this is Bustin' Me. Thank you for being here.